Welcome to Nutrition Talk, and I'll be your host today, Jordan Brown. A question that I frequently get from my strength athletes, and the question that I'll be answering today is, how much protein should I consume on a daily basis to maximize strength gains? Won't you join me on this journey today as we explore nutrition and the modern athlete? I will be answering this question within my scope of practice as a strength and conditioning professional. I aim to provide the best dietary and nutritional information to aid in an athlete's health and performance goals without prescribing a structured diet or supplement dosage. Cheers. What's up, homies? Eating adequate amounts of protein is an important aspect for athletes. Athletes not only need to meet their energy needs to support training and competition, but they also need to focus on quality of their diet by consuming healthy carbohydrates and fats, and as we'll focus on today, adequate and appropriate amounts of protein. This has protein. This got some protein in it. I don't think this has protein in it, but it's delicious. This has got protein. Silk, soy milk. This has got protein in it. Oh, that's rancid. Yeah, that's rancid. This got protein. No? Of all the nutrients that could impact health and performance, consuming enough protein is a major focus for most strength athletes. Proteins are in constant flux in the body as they are involved in the process of synthesis and degradation. Athletes can benefit from consuming enough protein to stimulate muscle protein synthesis and repair muscle damage. The more consistent an athlete can be with their daily eating, the more consistent their performance will be. That means consuming protein in the right meal quantities, intervals, and overall intake can provide the adequate protein to maximize those strength gains. In my response to the question today, I will aim to highlight what I feel to be the most important aspects of daily protein consumption to maximize strength gains, utilizing research that provides the most appropriate information for the topic. Protein, baby. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1010. How you doing there? The quantity and timing of protein ingestion are major factors in regulating muscle protein synthesis. A study by Areta and colleagues 2013 investigated the effect of ingesting 3 different 80-gram protein feeding strategies and the associated anabolic response during an extended recovery period of 12 hours. They compared protein ingestion of 10, 20, and 40-gram feedings. This group used 3 groups of 8 subjects to investigate the effect of a specific ingestion pattern on regulating muscle protein synthesis. The protocols were 8 by 10 grams every 1.5 hours, 4 by 20 grams every 3 hours, and 2 by 40 grams every 6 hours. They were evaluated by resting and post-exercise markers for muscle protein synthesis via muscle biopsy of the vastus lateralis. 4,000. The results of this study suggest that 20 grams of high-quality protein consumed every 3 hours over a 12-hour post-resistance exercise period may stimulate greater myofibrillar protein synthesis compared to other interventions. The authors also emphasized the distribution of protein intake as an important variable to promote and maintain peak muscle mass. What's up? Jordan back in this protein-rich his house. Another study by Moore and colleagues, 2009, aimed to determine the ingestion protein dose response of muscle protein synthesis after resistance exercise. The study utilized 6 healthy young men who completed 5 separate intense bouts of leg-based resistance exercise. After a bout of exercise, the participants consumed, in randomized order, post-workout drinks containing 0, 5, 10, 20, or 40 whole egg protein. Protein synthesis and whole-body leucine oxidation were measured over the following 4 hours of resistance. Results showed a muscle protein synthesis dose response to dietary protein ingestion that was maximally stimulated at 20 grams, although dietary protein consumed after exercise in excess of the rate at which it can be incorporated into tissue is oxidized. Therefore, in order to maximize protein synthesis, a strength athlete should consume a graded version based on size of approximately 0.25 grams per kilogram of body mass of leucine-rich protein immediately after training and every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day. Taking in more protein does not necessarily result in any further increase in muscle protein synthesis. This also means taking in more protein less often cannot compensate for regularly spaced meals, each containing the optimal amount of protein. Consuming the proper amounts of protein in regular spaced meals over the day should result in optimal intake. Lemon and colleagues, 1992, conducted research that assessed protein requirements for strength athletes performing intensive resistance exercise in the early stages of training, in an effort to determine whether a very high protein intake would result in greater muscle mass or strength gains than a lower protein intake. The results showed that the dietary protein needs for strength athletes to obtain a zero or net balance was from 1.43 to 1.53 grams per kilograms a day, and the recommended protein intake for optimal strength and hypertrophy was 1.63 to 1.73 grams per kilogram per day. The authors noted that this is more than double the requirements for the sedentary adult, although higher intakes did not result in any greater results. In conclusion, optimal daily protein intake is best separated into 5 to 6 well-balanced meals so that there is less need for supplementation and more of the recovery nutrition can be accomplished using whole foods. Moore and colleagues' 2009 research suggests meals containing 0.25 grams per kilogram body mass of leucine-rich protein is shown to optimally activate muscle protein synthesis. Lemon and colleagues' 1992 research suggested that overall daily protein intake for maximizing strength gains in strength athletes should be between 1.63 and 1.73 grams per kilogram body mass per day. Many strength athletes exceed their protein requirements because of added protein they consume in shakes, powders, and protein bars. Most athletes can easily meet their protein requirements through a well-planned diet that includes high-quality protein spread throughout the day rather than consumed in large amounts in few meals. Moore and colleagues found that consuming over 40 grams of protein in a single meal had no additional benefits in further stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Excessive protein intake could potentially have negative health consequences, as high protein may decrease the percent energy intake from carbohydrate and increase the intake from fats, both of which are associated with increased health risk. That will do it for today's episode of Nutrition Talk. Thank you for joining me on today's juicy protein exploration. Join me next week as we take a riveting look at Kobayashi's philosophy on leafy greens and grilled seafood. As always, stay classy, stay strong. This is Jordan Brown signing off.